Hi everyone, welcome to the Highlights from Ukraine podcast, your daily audio summary of the latest news reported in the Ukrainian media. My name is Artem and here is the news. For 252 days, Ukraine stands strong against the forces of the Russian invasion. Russia resumed its participation in the Black Sea Grain Initiative aimed at exporting grain from Ukraine's seaports, reports Interfax Ukraine. According to the statement of the Russian Defense Ministry via the UN and Turkey, Moscow received written guarantees from Ukraine that the grain corridor will not be used by Kyiv to conduct military operations against Russia. Russian President Vladimir Putin said that Russia retains the right to withdraw from the deal if Ukraine violates its obligations. At the same time, he stressed that Russia will not prevent grain supplies from Ukraine to Turkey in the future. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan said that the initiative resumed work already on Wednesday, November 2nd. In his evening video address, President Volodymyr Zelensky said that the resumption of the grain initiative is the result of the strong position of other partners of the agreement, the UN and Turkey. He pointed out that the Kremlin demanded security guarantees from Ukraine, while at the beginning of the war, Russia demanded security guarantees from the United States of America. After 8 months of Russia's so-called special operation, the Kremlin is demanding security guarantees from Ukraine, said Zelensky. This shows both the failure of Russian aggression and how strong Ukrainians are when they remain united. The president of Ukraine spoke with his Turkish colleague about the security of the grain corridor and the Black Sea in general, about the work of the Crimea platform, about the return of Ukrainian prisoners of war and political prisoners. They also discussed in detail the constant Russian provocations, Iranian drones and missile strikes by the Russian army. Spanish Foreign Minister José Manuel Álvarez visited Kyiv yesterday, reports Interfax Ukraine. He met his Ukrainian counterpart Dmytro Kuleba and President of Ukraine Volodymyr Zelensky. Álvarez informed that Spain has handed over 5 groups of generators and 30 ambulances to Ukraine. He clarified that this equipment will help maintain the electrical supply of hospitals and other medical facilities. The ambulances will provide assistance to pregnant women as well as women in labor who cannot get to hospitals. Ukrainian Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba announced that soon Ukraine will receive an Aspid and 4 Hawk air defense systems from Spain. He added that Ukraine will also receive anti-tank missile systems, guns and shells for them, as well as other military equipment. Kuleba drew attention to the fact that after the Spanish foreign minister informed about the decision to transfer Hawk systems to Ukraine, this became a signal for other countries to start searching for the same systems and preparing them for transfer to Ukraine. The General Staff of Ukraine informs that the Russian army has lost over 1,400 officers in Ukraine as of November 1st, reports Channel 5. According to the information from the open-source intelligence researchers, 26% of them are high-rank officers. For example, 2 lieutenant generals, 8 major generals, 44 colonels, 98 lieutenant colonels, and 193 majors. The Anticorruption Prosecutor's Office of Ukraine started an investigation into possible law violations, in result of which company of the close friend of the head of the Dnipropetrovsk Regional State Administration Valentin Reznichenko received 1.5 billion hryvnias to build roads in the region, reports Ukrainska Pravda. The information was presented to the public by the investigative journalists from Ukrainska Pravda and Schemy project. According to the media, the company that received state funding belongs to Reznichenko's girlfriend, who works as a fitness trainer. This company won the tender over known and experienced road building companies. 2 of Ukraine's largest charitable foundations that focus on help to the army, Come Back Alive and Serhiy Prytula Foundation, announced large crowdfunding projects. The Serhiy Prytula Foundation announced plans to raise 200 million hryvnias, which is almost $5.4 million, for the purchase of 50 Spartan armored personnel carriers till 8th of November. Popular comedian and volunteer Serhiy Prytula pointed out that these carriers have tracks, not wheels, thus they are better equipped for autumn, winter and early spring. At the same time, Come Back Alive Foundation wants to raise 325 million hryvnia, $8.75 million, for the purchase of 25 reconnaissance unmanned aerial systems Shark. The systems are produced by the Ukrainian company Ukrspets Systems. If you would like to chip in and support either of the two fundraisers, check out the links in the description to this episode. We call on you to demand from governments of your countries to impose the toughest sanctions possible on Russia and its citizens to stop their invasion of Ukraine.